everybody, I'm Tom Vassell. Welcome to the Dice Tower. Today we're talking about top 10 games to play when you're tired. Now I can only go by myself with this because different people have different attitudes when they're tired, and so do I, right? Sometimes I'm like, I just don't have time to think right now. Sometimes I'm thinking, I need something to wake me up. And I kind of put a little bit of both of those on this list because I have fallen asleep in more than a few games in my lifetime. And so these are just games that help me when I'm tired. So here we go. Number 10 is Jamaica. This racing game where you're racing a pirate ship around an island, really well produced game, but it just keeps going. Each turn someone rolls 2 dice, you take some cards, you decide which order, you play a card, the dice are going to be activating your card, both sides of the card, and you move your ship around the island, there's back and forth, combat, it just keeps things snappy, but at the same time, isn't terribly taxing in the decisions that you make. It's fun, it's light, and I think it works well. Jamaica. Number 9 is Can't Stop. The game is Can't Stop. You roll dice and you're going to be moving up on different rows trying to get to the top. You can stop anytime you want, but if you keep rolling you might get higher and win the game. I can't stop. I've never won this, but I've also never felt tired when playing it. Number 8 is For Sale. For Sale is a little auction game. You can see there's kind of a trend here. None of these games are ultra heavy, but in For Sale, you're playing, you're auctioning off our cards. So each round, there's an auction. It's going and going and going and going, and it keeps everybody snappy and trying to win these cards. And then the second half of the game, everyone plays a card simultaneously, trying to sell their houses that they won in the first half for money. It's fast, it's easy, it covers a lot of people, and I'm pretty sure you'll stay awake. Number 7 is Escape. Now this is E-X-C-A-P-E, very similar to Can't Stop. This is a game where you roll dice on your turn. You can re-roll them, but you could bust. If you don't bust, you have to decide how far you want to move your pawn on a path, and you can go after other people. The turns are really fast. It's, to me, the better Can't Stop, but it's also a game I like to play to stay awake. That's Escape. Number 6 is Point Salad. Point Salad's a little bit more sedate, but it's just an easy-going game. So if I'm tired, I'm just like, hey, I'll just take a couple vegetables or a card that scores points. Then you just grab these. It's a game that you can have a conversation. You're feeling a little tired. There's not going to be a lot of heavy, overwrought thinking in this game. Just going to be some nice back-and-forth stuff. Very highly recommended. Number 5 is Love Letter, or one of the variations of Love Letter. Preferably, I like the new Marvel Infinity Gauntlet. That version, but there's Batman Love Letter, there's a Cthulhu Love Letter. Any of these work as each turn you just draw a card, play a card, and you're guessing other people's numbers. You're maybe trying to interact with the other players, but turns are fast. You're never sitting there bored. It keeps moving things fairly quickly. Love Letter. Number 4 is Century Spice Road. This is a game I often refer to as a great game to introduce people to the hobby, and also a game that someone like me who plays tons of games also enjoys. But what I like about Century Spice Road is you decide, you make your decision, you do your turn, you pause, think, and it's your turn again. It just moves around that quickly. And those quick, fast little turns are there, and they help you when you're feeling tired. And it's something I'm not going to doze off waiting for you to make a decision because you've already made it, and it's time for me to go again. A simple engine-building game where you're going to use your cards to take different goods and change them into other goods to then score points, which sounds boring but is actually really fun in the game, Century Spice Road. Number 3 is Escape. I already said Escape. This is just Escape, where you're trying to get out of this tunnel, or this, not a tunnel, it's like, not a dungeon, a temple. Escape the temple. And anyway, you're in this temple. It's a 10-minute game. The whole time you're rolling dice, the whole time you're screaming and yelling. If you need to wake up, Escape is a game for you. It's a cooperative game. You're all trying to roll dice to figure out how to get to different spots, go in the rooms, grab the keys and the treasures that you want to get, and get out before the time goes. It's fast, it's silly, it's fun, and you will not be tired while playing it. Escape. Number 2 is Tsuro. Now, Tsuro is a very, very, very light game where you're just placing tiles down and connecting paths. And this one might not wake you up, but it's definitely going to be a game that's easy to play when you're feeling tired. I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll play these tiles, connect them. Yeah, that's good. You don't have to think really hard, but it does offer, it's not like the game is devoid of strategy at all. It's also fairly fast, so at night you're like, one more game before we go to bed. Tsuro is a good choice. And number one games to play when you're tired for me is Space Base. I love Space Base. It's one of my favorite games. But in Space Base, you roll some dice, look at your cards, get some resources to buy more cards. Except when other people roll the dice, that also might trigger your cards. You're never not doing anything in this game. But it's also a light enough game that you can talk and have a good time playing. But I roll dice, I get some gold, I'll buy this card. Your turn, you roll dice, ooh, I did this. You roll dice, oh, nothing happened. You roll dice, and it keeps you going, and it's also just amazingly fun. So that's my number one game to play when you're tired, Space Base. What are games I missed? What would you put down as a game to play when you're tired? Mention it in the comments below. Until then, I'm Tom Vasel, and you've been watching Top 10 Games to Play When You're Tired.